Hello students, myself Suresh VS. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to start a new lesson from your textbook Footprints Without Feet. It's your sixth lesson, The Making of a Scientist, written by Robert W. Peterson. It's all about a famous scientist named Richard Albright. You see that his fascination towards the butterflies that made him one of the greatest scientists of the world. So let us go through his story. At the age of 22, a former scout of the year. So Richard Albright, he was a former scout of the year. Maybe a member of the Scout Association. So at the age of 22, he excited the scientific world with a new theory. Okay? He had given such an excitement to the scientific world with a new theory. What was that new theory? How cells work. How does cell work? That was the theory. So he came forward with a new theory. How does cell work? And actually this theory really wanted the scientific world. Richard H. Albright and his college roommate explained the theory in an article in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science. So they have written, he along with his roommate had written an article in a leading journal or a magazine named Proceedings of the National Academy of Science. So what did they write? They wrote, how does cell work? Okay, they explained it in the magazine. It was the first time this important scientific journal had ever published the work of college students. You see that such a famous journal it was, magazine it was. They never published the article of college students. But it was the first time such a famous journal had published such an article, a scientific article of a college student. Students, both of them. In sports, that would be like making the big league at the age of 15 and hitting a home run your first time at bat. So in sports, if it's in the case of sports, you know that Sachin Tendulkar at the age of 16, he had a great achievement that he scored century. So that was a great achievement. Same like in sports, that would be like making the big league. Big league means making the big competition. That means making a great score in a competition in a sport. Same like at the age of 15. Okay, at the age of 15, a person who makes win a great competition, and it was equal to that. And hitting a home run your first time at bat. So with your bat, you are hitting a home run. What is a home run? A home run in the game of baseball, it is in the baseball, is when the batter scores a run after running safely around all bases and back to the home plate without stopping. Okay, that is home run. Or that means scoring a home run while batting for the first time. So that is very important. So here a comparison has been made, the achievement of Richard Albright to the achievement a sports person hitting or scoring a home run while batting for the first time. For Richard Albright, it was the first in a long string of achievement in science and other fields. But in the case of Richard Albright, afterwards he had so many achievements in his life. He had a lot of achievements in his life. It was one of his achievements. Okay. So, and it all started with the butterflies. And you see that all this, he had many achievements later in his life. He started these achievements, you see that, with butterflies. An only child, Albright grew up north of Reading. Now let us see his childhood. So he was the only child. As only child, so where did he grow up? He grew up north of Reading. Reading, that's the name of a place in Pennsylvania. So Reading in Pennsylvania. There was not much I could do there, he said. I certainly could not play football or baseball with a team of one. But there was one thing I could do, collect things. He says that he was alone there, he did not have any friends there. As he had no friends there, he could not play baseball or football. So, alone, what he can do? He had only one option there, that was collecting the butterflies. So, such a way, not butterflies, collect the things. And such a way, he started collecting different things. What are the things he had collected? Okay, let us see. So he did, and did he ever. So he started collecting the things that he continued forever in his life. Beginning in the kindergarten, he started collection, yes, while studying in a kindergarten. A bright collector butterflies with the same determination that has marked all his activities. You see that? So he had collected different things even in his, in his lifetime. So with the same determination, you see, he had collected butterflies that he started even at the age of maybe 3 or 4 while studying in a kindergarten. So it was signified with a greater determination. So he continued his collection, okay, that really marked or signified or separated or distinguished all his activities. He also collected rocks. What are the things he collected along with butterflies? He collected rocks, fossils and coins. He became an eager astronomer too, sometimes star gazing all night. And he was very much interested in astronomy also. So throughout the night that means long night, he used to sit and stare at the stars, observe the stars, stargazing, that means observing the stars all night. From the first, he had a driving curiosity along with a bright mind. You see that from the beginning itself, even from his childhood itself, you see that he had a driving, here means a strong curiosity. That means eager to know the things, or we can say desire to know, strong desire to learn the things, and also he had a bright mind. That means he had a sharp mind. That means he was a boy with a sharp mind and also a strong desire to learn. He also had a mother who encouraged his interest in learning. So that's another thing, he was really supported by his mother. So his mother always encouraged her son in learning. She took him on trips. Okay, so whenever she got the time, she took him for different tours. Trips means tours. Bought him telescope, microscopes. How the important thing, so sometimes question can come, how did his mother support him? So what did she do? She took him for different tours and also bought him telescope, because she knew that he was interested in astronomy, and microscope, cameras, mounting materials and other equipments, and helped him in many other ways. So you see that whatever the equipments, instruments that he needed for his experiments, studies, okay, entertainments and all, she brought all these things, and also she helped him in various ways. I was his only companion until he started school. So his mother says that. So until he started school, I was only his companion. I was only his friend, companion, his mother says. After that, I would bring home friends for him. Okay, so when he started going to school, she brought his friends home. But at night, we just did things together. But night time, mother sat with the boy, okay, her son, and both of them did the things together. That means both of them learned together, did the activities together. Richie was my whole life, she says. And Richie, my son, was my whole life. Why? Because his father died when Richie was in 3rd grade. While he was studying in a 3rd grade, okay, Richie's father died. So mother was only with her, only son. She and her son spent almost every evening at the dining table. So they used to spend evening times at the dining table. If he did not have things to do, I found work for him. So if he did not have any other works to do, immediately mother, what did she do? She gave him works, some other works to do. That means not physical work. She is telling that any household work or any physical work. So the works were given for his learning, okay, but learning things. His mother said He liked it. He wanted to learn. And most of the children, once completed, okay, they used to tell, oh, my work got over, they won't do any other works more than that. But whatever the works given to him, he was very happy to do it. And she says that he wanted to learn again more and more. Such a studious student he was. And learn he did, that means he learned well. He earned top grades in school. You see that he was such a bright student. He always got good grades or top grades in the school. On every day things, he was just like every other kid. Now all other matters, all other things, he was just like other kids, not extraordinary in other matters, his mother says. By the time he was in the second grade, now he reached in the second grade, that time Everett had collected all 25 species of butterflies found around all his hometown. That is, you see that he had, while studying in second grade, you remember, so that time he collected almost 25 different types of butterflies, species of butterflies. Okay, so that he found all around in his town. So from there he collected 25 different types of butterflies or species of butterflies, and you can see in the box. So actually after seeing this only, I also understood that there are different species of butterflies. Okay, it's really surprised me. So you can go through the species and subspecies of butterflies collected in 6 weeks in Reading, Pennsylvania. That probably would have been the end of my butterfly collecting, he said. He thought that this collection would have been the end of his butterfly collection. Afterwards, he won't do any butterfly collection. He thought like that. But his butterfly collection did not end there. Why? But then my mother got me a children's book called The Travels of Monarch 10. That book, which told how monarch butterflies migrate to Central America, opened the world of science to the eager young collector. Actually, that time you see that his mother bought a book. What was the title of the book? The Travels of Monarch 10. Dear students, it is important. So it became a turning point in the life of Everett. You see that he thought that his butterfly collection that was going to end there. So that time his mother brought a book titled Travels of Monarch 10, and that book gave him a lot of information, which told him how monarch butterflies, this is a type of butterfly, monarch butterflies, they migrate to Central America. You know, migrate means going from one place to another. The place it is done by the animals as well as the birds. That is a seasonal movement of animals and birds. So in this book it was told how monarch butterflies migrate to Central America. So this opened the world of science to the eager young collector. He was a very eager young collector. So this book really opened the world of science in front of him. So he became very curious, okay, to know all these things. At the end of the book, readers were invited to help study butterfly migration. So end of the book, there was an invitation given to the readers to help to study butterfly migration. They were asked to tag butterflies for research by Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart of the University of Toronto, Canada. So in that book, the professor, what is his name? Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart. So he was the professor of University of Toronto, Canada. So in that book, he asked the people to tag butterflies. Tag means label the butterflies, catch the butterfly and label in it. Means fix small labels in it. And soon Everett was attaching light. Everett's mother wrote to Dr. Urquhart, and soon Everett was attaching light adhesive tags. Adhesive means used to stick. Okay, it is used to stick. Tags to the wings of monarchs. So immediately mother wrote to Urquhart, and Everett started this business. He started catching monarch butterflies, and what did he stuck the label, small labels, light labels on its wings. Tags to the wings of monarchs. Anyone who found a tagged butterfly was asked to send the tag to Dr. Urquhart. So if anybody got or found this tagged or labeled butterfly. Tagged means labeled butterfly. So the person was requested to, yes, send it to Dr. Uhart. The butterfly collection season around reading last 6 weeks in late summer. So in late summer you see the butterfly collection. Maybe in that season only you could see the butterflies. So it lasts only for 6 months in a place called reading where he stays. So if you are going to chase them one by one, so you won't catch very many. So that was another problem faced by Albright. If you are going to catch one by one, so you won't be able to catch many butterflies. You may get 1 or 2, maybe 5 or 10 butterflies. So for that, what did he do? So the next step for Albright was to raise a flock of butterflies. So he decided to bring a group of butterflies. Flock means group. So he decided to bring up butterflies at his home only. So for this purpose, he would catch a female monarch. So he caught a female monarch, take her eggs. Then what did he do? He took the eggs of the female monarch and raised them in his basement. Basement here means underground room, maybe room or underground room. So there he started to raise them in his basement. So there are different life cycles, you know very well, okay, about the life cycle of butterflies. It goes through egg to caterpillar to pupa, then adult butterfly, and it has undergone all this this life cycle in his basement. Then he would tag the butterflies. So after completing all this process, when the egg becomes a butterfly, what he used to do, he labeled the butterfly in its wing, and afterwards he freed it, let them go. For several years, his basement was home to thousands of monarchs in different stages of development. You see that for several years, his room, his apartment or his underground room, that was the home for butterflies, thousands of monarchs. Okay, that he continued this business for many years. Thus, it has gone through different stages of development. Eventually, I began to lose interest in tagging butterflies. He says that. And you see that finally, eventually means finally, he lost his interest. That's the case that if you are doing something continuously, we will lose our interest. So he also lost his interest in tagging butterflies. So it's tedious and there was not much feedback. Why? So the question may be asked from here, why? So why did he lose his interest? Because he felt it as tedious, boring and hard-working, as well as dull work. And another reason was that there was not much feedback. That means he did not get much reaction. Okay, so he decided to leave it. Albright said, in all the time I did it, he laughed. Only 2 butterflies I had tagged were recaptured. That was the problem. So all the time he let many butterflies free, but most of the times 1 or 2 butterflies were found or recaptured. Okay, so that was one of the problem, and they were not more than 75 miles from where I lived. And where suppose he releases the butterfly from his place, so it was found from only 75 miles away. So he lost the interest. He wanted to study about the migration of monarch butterflies, but only 1 or 2 butterflies were found out that were also from 75 miles away from his residence or from his town. They are in the 7th grade. So while he was studying in his 7th grade, he got a hint of what real science is when he entered a county science fair. A county means a region wise, okay, a region wise science fair. So while he was studying in the 7th, now he is a little bit grown up, studying in 7th grade, and that time, okay, he took part in a science fair, science model making competition like that. So in a science fair, so there he understood what is really a science meant. Okay, what is science? That he understood then only. And you see that it was really a sad feeling, and you see that in the competition, so he lost it. That means he took part in the competition, but he could not win the competition. He lost it, but actually he understood what is science then only. It was really a sad feeling to sit there and not get anything while everybody else had won something, he says. So he says that it was a sad feeling for him sitting there, okay, and not getting any prize, while all others were getting prize or setting something, okay, he did not get anything. So it was really a heartbreaking or sad feeling for him. So his entry was slides of frog tissues. Remember, it's important. So what was his entry? So which he showed under a microscope. He had shown the tissue of the frog, okay, under the microscope. That was the, yes, his topic. His entry was slides of, that means he prepared the slides, okay, of frog tissues and which were shown under a microscope. He realized the winners had tried to do real experiments, not simply make a neat display. So it was really a neat display only. But now he understood that those who won the prizes, actually they had done some real experiment. So he also decided to do something different next time. So already the competitive spirit that drives Richard Albright was appearing. So by the time you see that the competitive spirit that arose in him, that means, so a spirit for the competition that already developed in him. I know that for the next year's fair, I would have to do a real experiment. So he decided the next year fair, science fair, I would do a real experiment, he said to himself. The subject I know most about was the insect work I had been doing in the past several years. And you see that he had a subject also that he had been doing for several years. That was about the insects. He knew very well about the insects. So he decided to do something, yes, based on this subject. So he had taken a, yes, strong determination to take part in the next year's competition with a new topic. Dear students, I hope all of you understood this much part very well. We will see the remaining part in the next videos. So please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching it. Thank you very much.